So let me tell you a bit about myself. How did I go into sales? I can relate with you as a sales executive. I can in fact call you my fellow sales executive because I've been in your shoes. I know what it's like to have a sales job, have targets you need to meet, you need to talk to people, and sometimes you don't even know what to say, you don't even know how to go about it. Thank God you've come on this program. You're going to learn how. How did I get into sales? I remember I got a job in a financial institution. I went for the training. After the training, I was told I was going to be sent to Apapa, Wharf Road, to sell to high net worth individuals. Where are high net worth individuals in these parts of Lagos? I would have expected to meet high net worth individuals maybe in VI, maybe in Ikoyi, maybe in the GRA, but I was sent to Apapa. And I was wondering, where do I start from here? I didn't have enough information to feel like that was even a disadvantage. However, when I resumed, I met the manager and I said, "Good afternoon, I'm a new sales executive and I'm here to learn how to sell." When I met the manager, he referred me to a buddy, somebody to put me through at work, so that all the questions I had, the person could answer and guide me while I settle at work. On my first sales meeting, something happened that changed everything for me. Went to meet a client and I observed that this particular prospect already had all the products of the competition. And this, my colleague, this buddy, started talking to this prospect and saying, "Sir, you need to buy from us, you need to get our product, you need to get our services," trying to convince him. For some reason, the man insisted and said, "No, I already have enough financial institutions I'm dealing with. I don't need any other financial institution." And I was watching this, my senior colleague, to see how he was going to sell. And I observed that he started begging, "Oga, please, sir, please, anything you can do for me, please just do. Please," he was begging. There was just something not right about it. How can we go in well-dressed, in suits, as sales executives, about to sell, and all of a sudden, someone is begging? When I left that place, I went to a place called Ikeja Under Bridge to go and look for books on sales. I got books by Brian Tracy, I got a lot of books by a lot of sales experts, and I started to read these books. I'll get to the office very early in the morning. I used to take about 3 buses to get to the office then. And I get to the office as early as 6 o'clock. We used to start work by 7 o'clock, or I think it was 7:30 thereabouts. I would use the first hour reading, just trying to research and see how to sell, because I really wanted to know how to sell. And begging was not selling. I started to find various concepts while I was reading. And I started to put these concepts to work. And guess what? Sales started to come in. A little here, a little there. A little here, a little there. You know, before then, I was always being shredded, we used to call it then, being reprimanded so badly for not bringing any sales. Week in, week out, no sales. But after I got the right knowledge and I started to put these things to work, then the sales started to come in. You know, I remember we used to have MPR every month or maybe bi-monthly. During the MPR, monthly performance review, they would review our performance for the month. On this particular month, I had gotten 4 high net worth individuals. Now, 4 high net worth individuals was a big deal because if you brought in one, the entire branch of about 100 staff, they would like clap for you. But this particular month, due to follow-up consistency, I had gotten 4 HNIs and I was so happy. I go in for my presentation and when I'm done, my bosses are like, "What? This is not good enough, only 4? And I felt, what? I thought this was really good. You know, sometimes in sales, as a sales executive, when you think you've given your best, you think you've done so much, your bosses may even make you feel like you haven't done enough. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. So I remember feeling so bad. They said 4 wasn't enough and they gave me a target to bring in 20 high net worth individuals. How many working days do we have in a month? 20 working days a month. That means I was meant to get 1 HNI per day. So I get back to my office. I was in the car with a colleague of mine. This guy, his name was Haruna. When Haruna came to do his presentation during MPR, he had not said anything yet. His slides were just opened. The entire hall gave me a round of applause because his performance was always good, top notch. I was in the car with Haruna, and Haruna said to me, he said, "Yuri, how far without your target?" My response was, "I'll just do my best. I'll just do my best." Attitude. So apart from getting right knowledge, I needed the right attitude. So when Haruna saw my attitude, he said to me, he said, "Yuri, the truth is this, any target is achievable if you put your mind to it." And when I had never heard those words before, when he said that to me, I said, "You know what? I'm going to go after these targets. I was determined. When I got back to Apapa, my prospecting changed. The way I was looking for prospects changed. My culture, the way I went about going for meetings changed. And in just 30 days, I go for the next MPR. I had gotten 21 high net worth individuals. Do you know that changed my life forever? The reason I'm doing what I'm doing today, the reason why we've built a company called Ultravantage is because of that singular act. Who knows? Could it be that as a sales executive working in this organization right now, who knows? Could there be a particular result you would achieve? And because of that result, you would write a new story for your family. You write a new story for your future. Irrespective of what's going on in the economy, do you know that you can still succeed? There are people who, despite the toughness in this economy, are still doing well financially. And I'm telling you that this is not about a gift, it's about the determination. It's about having the right knowledge. It's about refusing to give excuses. It's about going the extra mile. Do you know that it didn't end there? I remember I moved to another organization. In fact, within the same organization, I was given a target to sell credit cards. Our target used to be 4 in a month. But in this particular occasion, they were running a campaign to whoever sells 10 in 3 days, you would go for the World Cup all expense paid trip. When I saw that target, I felt, what? 10 in 3 days? No. It didn't make any sense. When 4 in a month, some of us didn't even meet it in a whole month. But because I had met this target of 21 HNIs, success breeds success. Anybody that starts to succeed, most likely will continue to succeed. I don't know if you've heard the saying, the rich gets richer, the poor gets poorer. So the successful people get more successful people, the failures keep failing. When I remembered what I had done with the 21 HNIs, when I saw that email, 10 credit cards in 3 days, go for the World Cup all expense paid trip, I went for it. And you know what? I was at the World Cup all expense paid trip because I exceeded the target. I even moved to another organization, a multinational. When I got there, I got a portfolio of $3.5 million. I just decided to put the techniques that I had learned in my past in meeting the targets of 21 HNIs, in meeting the credit card sales, and I was able to grow that portfolio from $3.5 million to over $7 million in just a few months. So I've been through the struggles, I've been through the difficulties, I've been through the rejection as well. The good thing is I have the answers, and I'm going to show you what exactly you need to do so you can win, so you can succeed, so you can be number one, so you can be the best in your industry. I'll tell you what you need to do. So let's begin from here. Opportunities available to you in building a career in sales. The good thing is this: everybody is in sales. Most people just don't know. I'll give you an example. You currently work in this organization. For you to have been chosen, to have been given this job, you probably went for interviews. I'm sure you went for interviews. At the interview, you were not the only one there. There were other people there at the interview. But for some reason, you were selected amongst others. Why were you selected? You sold yourself to be a potential and effective sales executive. If you currently live with your family or live with your parents, why do you think you're still in your parents' house? It's because you have sold yourself to be a good child. If you have kids or you have a spouse who lives with you, why do you think your spouse or your kids are still with you? It's because you sold yourself to be a good parent or to be a good spouse. My point is, in everything you do, you're already selling because you're already persuading people, you're already interacting with people, you're already relating with people. Have you bought something before and asked for a discount and you got a discount? That means you sold successfully. You persuaded and you got someone to buy into your thoughts or buy into your idea. So I'm letting you know that this is something you already do. And there is a huge opportunity in mastering this skill. There's a direct correlation between selling skills and revenue generation. It's a skill that directly correlates to what your future will look like. Every business will only grow based on how much sales they can generate. And I believe that as a sales executive, part of what you gain by working in a company like this is you don't only gain the fact that you probably get commission from sales or maybe a salary, you would also gain the fact that you have the opportunity to get the required skill that would help to establish you in future, that will help you have the advantage in life. Now, let me tell you what selling really means. So sales and marketing are not the same thing. What is marketing? In the simplest form, marketing is creating awareness. Marketing is announcing. When you see a billboard, when you listen to a jingle, when you see a flyer, what's happening? The flyer is creating awareness. The billboard is creating awareness. The jingle is creating awareness. You are not a flyer. You are not a billboard. You are not a jingle. You are a sales executive. So what's the difference between sales and marketing? If marketing is announcing, what is then sales? Sales is taking advantage of the marketing platform. So this means, hey, the awareness has been created. Now sales rides on that awareness and starts to meet people one-on-one to be able to exchange value for money, to be able to find out what exactly they need, how that product or service can solve their problems. Then you get them to pay you for that service. That's what selling is all about. So selling is persuasion. Selling is proving to the person you're engaging that what I'm giving to you is greater in value than the price we're telling you to pay. So when you sell, you're saying, hey, Mr. Prospect, this is what you require, this is what you need. What I'm giving to you is far greater in value than what it is you're giving to me in return. So when you sell, the prospect must believe that they are underpaying. The prospect must believe that they are getting far more from you than what it is they are exchanging with their money. And that's what selling is all about. So I want you to have this mindset when it comes to sales. I want you to realize that marketing is announcing, selling is going to be focused on asking questions, because the only way you can be able to identify what exactly the prospect needs is if you ask questions. So I would say that marketing announces, sales would ask questions. And through asking questions, you can identify their needs, solve their problems, and give value to them. So